My name is Christoforou, and I'm a scientific coordinator at the Computation-Based Science and Technology Research Center of the Cyprus Institute. Today, I'd like to talk to you about my journey to science and what my role as a scientific coordinator entails. So we can start at the beginning. After school, I remember feeling quite confused about what career I wanted to follow. And so at the end of it, just decided to do what I enjoyed and what I was passionate about, and that was science. I completed my Bachelor of Science degree, majoring in chemistry and applied chemistry, and then a master's degree in chemistry, particularly in organic synthesis. At the end of my master's, I was quite fortunate enough to receive funding to do a PhD in Cambridge. My PhD involved research and specifically the inhibition of protein-protein interactions. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what that involves, processes like cell division are regulated by protein-protein interactions. And in cancer cells, enhanced cell division is often characterized by an upregulation of certain protein-protein interactions. So the idea of my research project was to synthesize molecules that could inhibit a particular protein-protein interaction, and in doing so down-regulate cell division in cancer cells, or at least give us a better idea or better understanding of the role of that particular interaction in a cell. At the end of my PhD, I decided that although I wanted to use the skills and knowledge that I'd gained during my PhD, I didn't necessarily want to be doing a research project in a lab. When I came across the job advertisement for a scientific coordinator and I read the description, I felt quite excited. I felt like this job really resonated with me. And so I now find myself as in the position of a scientific coordinator at the Cyprus Institute. So the next question is, what does a scientific coordinator actually do? Well, a scientific coordinator has a sort of behind the scenes role in that we're involved in supporting researchers and managing research projects. So we're involved in activities like financial reporting, communicating with funding organizations, planning and coordinating various activities. So for example, we have a seminar series that runs in our center, which I coordinate. We're involved in the identification of funding opportunities and aiding in the development and writing of project proposals. And so as you can imagine, this is a really important role because it ensures the long-term sustainability of a research center. What I like about my job is that I'm still exposed to research without being so focused on my own research project. I'm exposed to other aspects of research. So I interact with a whole range of different people from different departments in the Institute. So for example, if we want to advertise a new position under a particular project, I will need to speak to the researcher in charge of that project to find out what sort of candidate are they looking for, what sort of qualifications does this person need in order to conduct this research, what sort of experience do they need. Together with human resources, we then write the job advertisement. I also interact with our finance department in order to ensure availability of budget in order to employ this person, and so on. So this job has really given me an understanding and a new appreciation for science and the whole process from start to finish, and appreciation for the role of a scientific coordinator. It's a position that I think most people don't even realize exists, and at least I didn't until I came across this job advertisement. In terms of giving advice to anyone and women in particular who want to follow science, to be honest, I don't have what many would consider a strong message. What has worked for me is to not put too much emphasis on gender. I find that this can actually be inhibiting and intimidating. I work with men and women alike, and it really hasn't made a difference. So I really wouldn't let something like this hinder you from pursuing a career in research. If you love science, if you enjoy science, whether it's from a research or an administrative point of view, just go for it. Don't ever compare yourself to anyone, and just always make sure to do your best and to meet your own personal standards.